So many of us roll out our mats every day. We stretch, we sweat, and we chase that perfect pose. We're working on our flexibility, our strength, our balance. We're told this is yoga. But what if I told you that for a lot of us, it's not the full story? What if the thing we call yoga, the impressive shapes, the fast-paced flows, the push for physical perfection, is just a tiny glimpse of something much, much deeper? Now, this isn't a criticism. It's an invitation to stop just doing yoga and to start being a yogi. Because the real practice doesn't end when you roll up your mat. In fact, that's often when it begins. Sure, you can touch your toes, but can you touch the stillness inside you? Stick around, because we're about to explore the bridge between the yoga you do and the yogi you're meant to become. Let's be real. For many of us, yoga has pretty much become a workout, a fantastic low-impact workout, but a workout nonetheless. It promises a toned body, better flexibility, and a moment of peace in a crazy week. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The physical practice, the asanas, are a beautiful and powerful part of the tradition. They get the body ready, release tension, and build a container that's strong enough for the deeper work. But there's a disconnect when the physical stuff becomes the only stuff. We go to class, we move, we breathe, we feel better. Then we step off the mat and walk right back into the same old patterns of stress, frustration, and distraction. The peace we found in Shavasana is gone the second we check our phones in the locker room. This is the modern yoga paradox. We've gotten really good at doing. We do the poses, we do the breathing, we do the workshops. We chase the perfect handstand and the deepest back bend. Our social media feeds are full of flawless poses against gorgeous backdrops. And in chasing all that, we can accidentally turn yoga into just another performance, another goal to crush, and another way to judge ourselves. The ancient texts never meant for this. They saw the physical poses as just one of 8 limbs of yoga. Focusing only on asana is like taking care of one single branch and expecting the whole tree to be healthy. It's a vital part, but it's not the whole. Have you ever felt that? That little whisper, even after a great class, that something's missing? A feeling that there has to be more to it than just getting your alignment right. That's your intuition calling you to go deeper. It's the yogi inside, asking you to look past the surface. The journey from doing yoga to being a yogi starts when you flip a single switch in your mind. It's a pivot from looking outward at your performance to looking inward at your awareness. The word yoga itself means to unite, but a yogi is the person who actually lives that union. The title isn't for someone who can do the splits. Traditionally, it's for someone on a path to harmonize their mind, body, and spirit, to find a deeper sense of peace. So, what does this shift actually feel like? It starts when you treat your yoga mat less like a stage and more like a laboratory. The poses stop being the goal. Instead, they become the tools for a much more interesting experiment, the study of you. This is the turning point. It's when you start asking the yogi's question. Not, how does this pose look, but how does this pose feel? Not, can I hold this for 5 more counts, but what's my mind doing while I hold this? Not, am I better than the person next to me, but can I notice this urge to compare and just let it go? When you start asking these questions, the poses completely transform. A simple warrior pose isn't just a lunge anymore. It's a chance to feel stable, even when things get uncomfortable. A balancing pose isn't a pass/fail test. It's a look into your own relationship with focus and distraction. The physical shape becomes a doorway to what's happening inside. Your thoughts, your emotions, your energy. This is where the real yoga begins. It's no longer something you do for an hour a day. It's something you are starting to be. The first and most powerful tool for a yogi is awareness. If you make only one change, let it be this. Shift from a mindset of performing to one of presence. The ancient yogis knew that the mind and the breath are totally connected. They called the life force energy in our breath prana. They knew that by watching the breath, we can actually start to guide our state of mind. This is why your yoga teacher is always saying, don't forget to breathe. But being a yogi takes it a step further. It's not just about the mechanics of inhaling and exhaling. It's about staying in a state of continuous, gentle awareness of the breath. Feel it right now. Notice the cool air as it comes in, the tiny pause at the top, and the warm air as it leaves. Don't change a thing, just watch. This simple act is a powerful way to anchor yourself right here in the present moment. How do we take this to the mat? Instead of forcing your way into a pose, you start to breathe your way into it. You notice the little sensations. Where's the stretch? Where are you holding on too tight? In your jaw? Your shoulders? The space between your eyebrows? The goal isn't to hit a perfect shape anymore, but to live in whatever shape you're in with total kind awareness. You might find that your practice changes. It might get slower. You might hold poses longer, not to prove you can, but to see what you can discover. You might even back off from your deepest stretch to find a spot where you can still breathe with a sense of steadiness and ease. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras say asana should be a balance of sthira and sukham, effort and ease. This is the sweet spot. It's where trying meets letting go, and you can only find it through awareness. This presence is the foundation for everything else. Once you start building that awareness, the next layer of being a yogi opens up. Self-inquiry, or Svadhyaya in Sanskrit. Svadhyaya means self-study. Traditionally, this meant studying sacred texts, but it also has a deeply personal meaning. Studying yourself. Your mat becomes your mirror, and your practice becomes the light that shows you what's really going on inside. As you move with this newfound awareness, you're going to run into things. Resistance, frustration, boredom, ego, maybe even sudden joy. Someone who is just doing yoga might try to ignore all that and just push through to the physical goal. A yogi, on the other hand, gets curious. When you're struggling in a tough pose, what's the story your mind tells you? Is it, I'm not strong enough? Does it start comparing you to someone else in the room? Does it get angry? Svadhyaya is the practice of watching these mental habits without judging them. You don't have to fix them or even believe them. You just notice them. This is a radical act. In a world that demands we react to everything, the yogi learns to simply observe. This practice is life-changing because it helps untangle our automatic reactions. We start to see that the frustration we feel in a yoga pose is the exact same frustration we feel when we're stuck in traffic. The impatience we have in a long-held pose is the same impatience from waiting in a long line at the grocery store. By studying these patterns on the mat, we learn to spot them in our daily lives. We learn that we are not our thoughts or our emotions. We are the awareness that is watching them. That's the heart of Svadhyaya, remembering who you are beneath all the stories, labels, and reactions. And this is where it all leads. The awareness and self-study you find on your mat aren't supposed to stay there. The whole point of becoming a yogi is to bring the qualities of yoga into your entire life. This is where the real work happens, and it's guided by two key ideas from the Yoga Sutras, Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa is consistent practice. It's the commitment to show up and keep returning to your breath and to the present moment, on and off the mat. Vairagya is non-attachment or letting go. It's releasing your grip on how things are supposed to turn out, letting go of praise, criticism, and the results of your actions. These two work together like two wings of a bird. Abhyasa is the effort. Vairagya is the surrender. On the mat, Abhyasa is holding the pose. Vairagya is softening into it. In life, Abhyasa is doing your work with focus and care. Vairagya is letting go of what happens after you hit send. It's answering an email with your full attention. It's listening to a friend without already planning what you're going to say next. It's noticing your temper flare and choosing to take a breath before you speak. This is what it means to be a yogi. It isn't about escaping the world. It's about living in it with more skill and compassion. It's realizing that every single moment is a chance to practice yoga, to unite your inner world with your outer world. The line between your yoga practice and your life starts to blur until they become one and the same. If this shift from doing to being is sparking something in you, if you feel that pull to go deeper, then I hope you'll join this conversation. Subscribe for more talks about the heart of yoga. And I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one small way you can try shifting your focus from doing a pose to being in the experience this week. Stopping yoga to become a yogi isn't about ditching the physical poses we love. It's not about doing less. It's about becoming more present, more aware, more self-reflective, more whole. It's about bringing intention into our practice and letting that intention ripple out into every part of our lives. The journey from a yoga practitioner to a yogi is a shift from chasing perfection in a pose to finding presence in a moment. It's the deep understanding that the shapes we make with our bodies are so much less important than the quality of attention we bring to them. The true goal was never to stand on your head, but to stand firmly in your own awareness. So, the next time you roll out your mat, try asking a different kind of question. Instead of just doing yoga, see if you can let the yoga do you, shape you, teach you, and reveal you. Because the simplest way to become more like a yogi isn't to do more, it's to be more present.